Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy The Four Phils, back again with another YouTube video. Now, in the last video, we did Nina's best strings for beginner players, for basically noobs. Now we're going to do Nina's best strings for advanced players. Let's get straight into it. I don't want to waste you lot's time. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is down forward 1-2 into forwards while standing 4. So that's down forward 1-2 into forward while standing 4. The reason this string is very strong, I'll show you why. It can be interrupted on block with a jab, but I'll show you exactly why it's strong. I have to demonstrate this in the training room. So we're gonna set Kazuya here to jab after he's been blocked. After he blocks something, sorry. There we go. Alright, so now Kazuya's gonna block everything and punish with a jab. So after I do this, see that? I get interrupted for trying to do the while standing 4 at the end, right? But the reason why this is a very strong tool is because it lets you know what your opponent is doing, and the punish that would occur to you if it doesn't work is very minimal, because the only thing that will win is a jab or a crouching jab, like a dick jab. Those are the only two things that would beat you, that would beat your forward 4. That's the only thing that would beat that, the jab, which is not a lot of damage. Now, the reason why this is very good to call this out, to know what your opponent's doing after you do down forward 1-2, because this can set you up for counter hits. When you establish that's what your opponent's doing, you now start doing down forward 1-2-4, and then you get this. All of a sudden, you get a counter hit. But the only way you would get that is if you've previously tested him with down forward 1-2 into while standing 4. So now, that'll give you this, and then you can get your combo to the wall. I messed up the combo, but that's not the point. You guys get the gist. Now, the reason why it's really good on its own, even without the entire calling out the jab and stuff, is for this reason right here. You do down forward 1-2, you're -3. But if you do the forward dash afterwards into 4, you're actually putting yourself at 0. You see that? The forward dash is putting you at 0 there. It's giving you some extra plus frames. The only reason why his jab is beating your while standing 4 is because his jab is quicker than your actual 4. Your 4 is 4 frames, while his jab is 10 frames. So you're just getting beat out by 1 frame in that situation. So this makes this very good, because anything else your opponent does, unless it's a parry of a sort or a counter of a sort, any other button they try to interrupt with will basically lose in this situation. So this is a relatively very safe poke, well, string. I guess you could use down forward 1 as a poke, but it goes into the string, and it's a relatively very safe move to use. And decent damage if it lands too, you know, if your opponent's not blocking. I mean, decent, you're just chipping away at yourself bit by bit. A lot of the time, they press a button after you do this, 1-2, and you just end up getting this. You get like the latter bit of it, the last hit, like this. And then the third hit hits them because they try to press the slower button, which is fine. You're just chipping away at their health. Still really helpful. And once you, again, like I said before, once you establish they keep pressing a jab afterwards, then you start going for the counter hit, and you get your big damage afterwards. So yeah, very good string. It gives you a lot of information about the player, what they like to do, all through that one string. So yeah, for advanced players, this is one of Nina's best strings to use. It may look very simple, it is extremely effective. Next string I want to talk about is her back 2-2-2. First thing that makes this really good is her back 2 is homing. That first back 2 she does is homing. So if your opponent's trying to sidestep and do all of these things, it's homing, so it will track. Second reason, it's got a pretty good range and it's pretty fast. You know, even if the first hit whiffs, that second and third hit, more so the second hit, 1-2, comes out really quickly. But you don't want to whiff this intentionally, you know, you don't want to. Just saying if it happened to it. However, again, it's homing, it's good damage. The first 2 hits are natural combos, and it's confirmable on counter hits. So if you get a counter hit and you get those 2 hits, you can be like, oh, the 2 hits actually comboed. I can go into the 3rd hit and get the 3rd hit. I say counter hit because on counter hit, this is a natural combo. So you go 1, 2, and this is a natural combo. That is a lot of damage. 50 damage, just like that. If you're at the wall, even better. Now you get all of this into your combo. Big damage. Off of a back 2 that is homing. Yes, it is high, but like I said, most people duck after the 2nd one. It's like 1, 2, and then they duck thinking you're gonna go for the 3rd one. Because if you just go for the 3rd one, they can duck you and launch you. However, if you just do 1, 2, most of the time they're not ducking because it was too quick. They haven't actually visualized, oh, he's going for that string, so let me duck. So yeah, you can get away with this a lot. Just make sure you're not going into back 2, 2, 2. Just do back 2, 2 by itself until you land a counter hit of a sort. But back 2, 2, similar to down forward 1, 2 into the forward 4, back 2, 2 gives you a lot of information. You know, like, let's do this again. If your opponent is blocking like this, you're only -6, so you're safe. You're not punishable. If you go through the whole thing, you're -9, safe as well, but that's not what you'd want to do. However, if your opponent once again pressing after this, and you're just blocking after the 2nd one, what does this do? It gives you information on the player once again. So now the next time you can go for the 3rd hit, knowing that they've been pressing a button every time, and you end up getting a counter hit, and now you get your damage. Alright, and then you get your damage. So for more advanced players, this is how you want to utilize back 2, 2, and this is a very, very strong string you can use in general. All right, the last string I want to talk about here is sidestep 1 into forward while standing 1. So this is what this looks like. Sidestep 1, forward while standing 1. Oh, hold on, let me make him stop pressing for a second. Stop blocking. Here we go. Sidestep 1, forward while standing 1. You have to do this instant, by the way. After you do sidestep 1, the forward into while standing 1 has to be instant. You don't want to leave any gaps in between to make it real. Alright, so that's what you want to do. Now, why is this so good? Number 1, it's another string that keeps your opponent in check, gives you a lot of information, and tells you what type of player you're playing against it. As soon as you do your sidestep 1, first of all, let's look at sidestep 1 on block. You do sidestep 1 on block, you're -10. You do sidestep 1 into forward dash, you're +10. So, pardon. So sidestep 1 into forward gives you +10. So now you have plus frames. You have 10 frames to work with. Now, if you do forward while standing 1, you actually beat out your opponent from pressing a button in this situation. Let me show you this. Block all. See that? Now, he's doing a jab, by the way. He's doing a jab. But this same jab that beat this string, right? The down forward 1, 2 into forward 4. That same jab that beats this string is what loses to sidestep 1 to forward while standing 1. The only difference is the other string, the down forward 1, 2 string, is easy access because you don't have to sidestep before you do it. Whereas this string, you have to sidestep 1 and then cancel into forward while standing 1. So yeah, there's less of a easy access to do this string. It requires a bit more before you do it. However, this string is extremely strong because you can get a lot of count hits with this. Very, very strong. Of course, it goes into other things like, you know, forward 1, forward 2, forward 3 fly. It can go into a lot of things, but the reason why I'm choosing to focus on while standing 1 is because it's safe. It's not risky. It's not slow. It's quick. It beats the jab. It beats all the options, and it leaves you safe. The only way you'd be unsafe is if you committed to do 1+2 at the end and the opponent blocked and then ducked and then punished you. However, this is safe. This is something you can safely loot without really putting yourself at risk here, right? And it gives you information again. If you realize your opponent keeps on pressing every single time, then instead of doing this, if they keep pressing, you do forward 1 instead. And now you get a big counter hit, which again leads into your combo. Right, into whatever you want to do. But yeah, this is extremely strong. Very strong. Okay, that is it for this video. I just wanted to give a little bit of knowledge, you know, from my own experience with Nina. You don't know, currently I'm sitting at Tekken God Supreme with Nina. I know it says Mighty Ruler there, but I am Tekken God Supreme at currently. Trying to get to God of Destruction, need to play more ranked. But yeah, man, hopefully this helps some of you guys who are trying to go from, you know, being a beginner of Nina or intermediate, trying to get more advanced, but you're not understanding the mind games or you don't know what strings you should use. Hopefully this video was able to help some of you guys out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below anything you think I should know. If there's any questions you have about the video, let me know in the comments. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We out.